Wish me luck. If it breaks, In this video, we're gonna be replacing the glass on this G-9300. You see that scratch right there? So I've owned this watch for many years. A couple of years ago, I installed brand new straps. So on this video, I'm installing brand new glass plus the remaining brand new original parts. And I'm also going to be restoring this one, ending in 293F, and putting it on my Etsy store. So we're going to be comparing this one to when this one is done. So let's get to it. All right, so the first thing we need to do is remove the bracelets or the straps. Like I said, I've owned this watch for many years, and it does have a lot of story. The original straps started to break. I think this is the last watch I was able to wear with rubber straps. All right, so the next step is remove the screws here, bezel screws. Sometime, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, I took it apart and I cleaned it because it was very dirty, but I never changed the O-ring. No, I never did anything. I just cleaned it up. But today we have a new O-ring. So this watch is gonna be brand spanking new by the time I'm done with it. Why? Because why not? Gotta take care of your stuff. I'll try to clean this one and compare it to this one to see which one looks better by the time I'm done. Got the back cover here. O-ring doesn't look that bad. It's not that bad. Let's remove the rubber gasket. And let's let's remove. Let me put on my other goggles so I can see better. The good thing about this watch is that it doesn't have any ribbon cable or anything, so it is fairly simple to remove the module. All right, now we need to remove the bezel. You see this bezel I try to clean, but it does have some paint. And it's pretty much beat up. I wasn't able to remove that paint. All right, we need to remove those screws to remove that outer layer of the buttons. And the screws are all different, so that's why I'm not worried about it. And this only goes in one way. Faceplate. Now we need to remove the buttons. Now keep in mind, to remove the glass, I don't have to remove the buttons. I'm only removing them just so I could relube the O-rings there since I'm here. Alright, so these buttons, they all look to be exactly the same. They have a slight opening that goes to the bottom. Everything stayed inside. I want to keep this together until it's time to put it back. These O-rings are in very good shape, but they do need to be lubed. Okay, let's do the other one. So I'm pressing the button, that way I could get at that C-clip. Very simple thing to do with this tool, which is linked down below. You're not gonna believe what that tool is exactly for. See this? They are in pretty good shape. just like everybody else that owns a G-Shock, never thinks about doing maintenance. So I neglected this watch for many years. When I say neglected, it just, you know, means that I never took it apart. Never took off the bezel to, you know, to like clean it after going to the beach or anything like that. Luckily, it didn't do, you know, didn't do anything. Sometimes I want to like speed up these parts, but if you're here to like learn how to do this, I feel like you appreciate going exactly through the pace of how it's done. Some people just like to watch, and others like to watch to learn. So for those who like to learn, you know, they like to watch with details. All right, so the next step is we need to create our own die to push this out. But before we do that, before I forget, we need to remove this outer ring here, which I also bought right here, because it does have a nick somewhere. It has paint right there. It has a nick. So whenever I scratched that glass, it nicked it right here, and it had another nick somewhere else. So this is being held in place by double side tape. That's the only thing I didn't get, because Casio does sell it, and it's not expensive. It's only like $3, $3.98 or something like that. The problem is that nobody has it in stock, and it's gonna take like 4 weeks. So, you know, I do have double-sided tape for like my other watches, for the bezels. I'll see if I have any of them that have the correct measurement. If not, I just have to, you know, make my own. All right, to create my own die here. Why am I doing that? Because the solar panel is a piece of glass, and then you have the outer glass. Where's the glass so I can show you? So the outer glass is thick, and it'll be okay if I push on it, but the solar panel is very thin and fragile. See how thick this is? And there is a nasty double-sided tape, like somewhere around here, I think, and here and here. And if I try to push it, it's just gonna break. It's gonna crack. And guess what? That solar panel is nowhere to be sold right now. I can't even find a part number for that. I don't even think they sold that separately. They might have. I think they just sold this. They call the case center, which is this with the bezel and everything, the buttons together. So let me get the tools to create my own die. All right, so what I have here is parchment paper. This is the rubber gasket. And I'm just gonna trace it. And cut that out. Now that piece right there, I don't really need, but I'm gonna keep it just so I know where my 12 o'clock is. All right. It's a rough idea. Now, I want to trace out around that metal. Let's see if I could do it without this thing moving. Around that metal chassis thing. Something like that. So let me see. Let me see. I should have written down which side was like this. Is it? Yeah. All right. Now we need to get our prime material, rubber. I'll leave you a link to this on Amazon. So now using this template, all I gotta do is cut a few layers and stick them together using any type of adhesive that you have. And once I cut them, I'll show you. All right, so I'm gonna cut 4 out of these out. And as you can see, I'm using these very thin double-sided strips to put them together. You can use some rubber cement, but you're gonna have to clamp it down for like over 24 hours and wait for that to dry. This is much quicker. Just make sure you wipe it down with some isopropyl alcohol, and even then you can still see that the double-sided tape doesn't really want to stick to it. See? All right, I did all 5. Now I'm just gonna place it here. And all I gotta do is repeat 2 more times. Right here it is. As you can see, I tried using that rubber cement. And now I'm gonna have to clamp this down for like a day or 2, but doesn't matter. Next step, we're still gonna have to wait. All right, for the next step is the most important one. This is where we need our secret sauce, glue gun. We're gonna apply some glue gun here. Drop the watch there. Drop some glue gun inside the watch. And now we gotta play the waiting game. You gotta let this sit for a lot of hours. The longer you let it sit, the easier it's gonna be. So I suggest you leave it for a day. So I'm gonna leave it, and I'll be back tomorrow. Meanwhile, I broke down the other one. This actually looks pretty good. It's just dirty. Look what I found. Yikes. This O-ring, I don't know if it's better than the other one. I'll compare them, see which one is better. And I still have to remove the buttons to re-lube the O-rings. But the way I do this, I'm gonna clean this first, seal it back up, and then brush everything together. All right, just got done cleaning this one up. Check this out. This is the one from the one I'm gonna be replacing the glass. Look at the difference. That one cleaned up pretty nice too. But let's compare it to a new one. Ooh. That is sealed. Pretty nice. You can tell this still has a little bit of sheen, but that is pretty good. I'm gonna have this one left over, and if anybody needs it, hit me up on Instagram. And this is the strap. I think I did a pretty good job on them too. You're gonna have to watch the Golfman video so you can see how I restore the straps and remove the sheen, you know, as much as you can, considering. This is the new ones from my watch. Look at that. So they look pretty nice. Look at the bezel. Bezel ended up looking pretty nice too. Let's compare it to the new one. I'm going to be using on mine. I was able to knock down a lot of the sheen. You can see it looks pretty much brand new. You see it has a nick right there. And right there. But it's an old watch. And after cleaning it, you can see that this glass has a light scratch right there. I do have another glass coming, so I don't know yet if I'm gonna replace the glass on this one. I'm gonna be using the new O-ring on this watch, and the one from this watch, I'm gonna be using it on mine, and I'll order another one for mine later on, since I'm gonna put this watch on my Etsy store. And I'm running the batch code here on the back. This watch is from October 19th, 2016. Mine is from February, so mine is almost, at the recording of this video, almost 10 years old. And this one is almost there too. Almost there. So I'm going to be replacing the battery with a brand new one. I mean, the battery is still holding on. When I received the watch, I fully charged it. And you can see it's not budging. It's still there and high. But I'm still going to replace it. So whoever buys the watch is going to get a new O-ring, new battery. And it's going to have a very nice watch. O-rings on the button have been lubed. So let me put this back together. All right, I'm about to install the last button on these Mudman. Since you have plastic rubbing on plastic, I like to add a little bit of silicone here. That way, when you install the button, you don't have that plastic with plastic rub, and it has some kind of lube. I try to see on the screen, but I can't. There. Clean the excess. Make sure it's clean. Bring your faceplate. It's So that side has to go in first. Now bring your module. I do the side with that sensor in first. Double check the buttons. Yep, so all the buttons seems to be working. Now let's remove the battery. Right, I got my clips here. The new battery. Let's do an AC. See the AC right there? Okay. Boom. Alright, so the buttons are not going to work until I put the back plate back on. These watches have those two springs there, and that's why it says open on the display right now. So let me get the O-ring. Right, we got the new O-ring. And I really should have done these buttons first. Because I don't know if that back cover see if it's aligned. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Looks very good. Okay, we're looking for these screws over here. Should have done this first, but live and learn. Live and learn. No big deal. It fell. Now let me double check that the O-ring didn't move. Nope. Still right there. Place that rubber gasket. Get this back cover. You can see these screws hold down that the back rubber. Should we call it a back rubber bezel? I don't know. Or a bumper. Let's call it a bumper. The back cover bumper. Alright, so I do 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's clean that glass again. Install the bezel. I'm showing you this that way when I replace the glass on the other one, I'll have to show you putting that other one back together. See what I mean? So these, if you find one of these watches and this is broken, this is why. Most likely somebody took out the back and tried to remove this back cover, and they didn't remove these, the bezel screws, and they ripped it. That's how they break it. Get out of here. Come on now. Just made a rookie mistake. I installed this in the wrong spot. The long strap goes in the bottom. Last thing to do is install the buckle. Let me see if I can do this on camera. I'm too far away to see. check this out. All right, let's check the light. The light works. Battery is fully charged. Forgot something. Forgot the keeper. There. All right, so first thing we gotta do here is look for my time zone. It's East Coast right there. All right, so let's try out do the troubleshooting screen. Adjust, mode, search, all three at the same time. There. 3260 is the module number for, I think it's the base module number. This is 3261 because this is not the one with the atomic time. I think the GW9300 is the one with the module 3260. My time zone, back. And back to the timekeeping mode. Now, if we do adjust mode at light, all right, if you press mode, leave it, it'll bring you back to the main timekeeping mode. Let's try it again. Mode adjust at light. Nope. I'm gonna have to do it from this side. Might be easier. Try to press this one a little bit sooner. There. So we got the tilt function. And you get all 8s and it works. And now we do adjust mode. No, adjust light and search. Adjust light and search. Try to do the light one a little bit sooner. Let's see if I can do it from this side. There. So we got the solar, test the solar panel. In order to test it, you got to cover it up. You get all 8. That means it detected a change in the solar panel. So it means it's working. And we're back to the main screen here. So now all I got to do is put it in time. And let me go see if the other one is ready. All right, so it's been 14 hours. I got anxious. I can't wait any longer. You know what I should have done before putting it in here? I should have picked out a die for the front. Now I have to go through all my dies to see which one works better. Alright, so the biggest one I have like this is 45, and it's not big enough. The other option would be like a 50. But it's gonna be crooked. It's gonna be very crooked. So I'm gonna use a 50, like this. Here's my custom-made die, and I'm gonna use use this little one. Oh, put it in backwards. This little one to push everything in. Wish me luck. If it breaks, breaks. Oh, smooth as butter. Smooth as butter, baby. Love it when a plan comes together. You see that? Custom die work to perfection. Look at this. It's spacer. And the packing spacer. Right, let me go wash all of that and I'll be back. All right, I got everything cleaned up. I removed the old residue here. I got this tape, double-sided tape here. I'm gonna be using it. Very similar to the original one. Gotta cut a little piece more. Cut 2 more pieces. Let me see if I can cut this one in half. Yep. Too long. I'm installing tape because I already checked it, and if I don't do the tape, the solar panel moves around, and it's gonna move around if I try to press the glass. And I'd rather put the tape and I have to worry about it. This is kind of thick. I'll give you guys the link down below. Very similar to the original one. Gotta wear gloves. All right, this is the faceplate. I'm gonna use it so as a guide. That way I know I'm not off. This right here might be too much. Right here too. You can see this, there's a lot of work involved here. This watch. Change the glass. So I want to line it down here. Yep, that looks aligned. Very nice. Now we gotta clean again and again and again and again. Make sure that our solar panel is seated flat, or else it's gonna break. Such a pain in the butt to keep this clean. Right, let me clean it, I'll be back. Well, I think I got it clean. I need to install that faceplate again. Now, next we need to install this little ring. It's like a spacer between the solar panel and the glass. And here we have the new glass. We gotta clean it. And the most difficult part is cleaning. For me, it's cleaning. Installed the O-ring, the packing seal here. Packing seal is in. Now with this crystal, the reason why I installed the faceplate is to use it as a guide, because as you can see, this is a round glass and there is nothing like to guide the glass in a perfect angle. So the text is aligned. And I don't know what I'm gonna do every time I clean and clean. I'll be back. Right, the inside part of the glass should be clean. I'll worry about the outside later. think right there is good. Let me see if I can start it with my fingers. Beautiful. Okay. Make sure everything is nice and flat. Perfect. Maybe a little bit more over here. This is why I like this press more than the other one, because I can control how and how much pressure I can apply. Beautiful. Factory fresh. So you've seen the rest. Forgot. I still have to install the metal bezel. I found these from my analog watches. It's a little bit too big, but I can make it work. So get the measurement here. So outer 36.8 and inner measurement is a, let me see, my dead center, 31. So write that down, and let me write it down. All right, I had to write it down because if I don't, then I'll have to scroll through the whole video looking for this part to write it down. I like to rip it. Well, I'm gonna have to take the whole thing. Something I don't like to do, but that's the way they decided. Let's put it here. I'm gonna have to trim it because it's a little bit too big. I don't even remember for what watch this is. Right there. And now all I gotta do is run the X-Acto knife all the way around to get a thinner edge. All right, so installing this is pretty simple. Because it has the two notches. And this this double-sided tape, they sell it by the measurement for watches, the analog watches. There goes one side, and then we align it here to the other side, and bam. This is just for like decoration, really doesn't do anything. This is what happens when you have to cut, even though you're not gonna see this because the bezel covers this up. All right, so now I'm gonna put it together and I'll see you on the other side. Well, here they are. Which one has the new glass? You wanna guess? It's this one. That's how good this one looks. You really gotta look up close to see the minor scratches. So this one is gonna go up on my Etsy store. Don't know why I order another the bezel ring here, another one. But I have a spare one if anybody needs it. I don't know if I'm gonna put it up on Etsy. Kind of a specialized item. Anybody needs it, let me know. I do have the used one. It used to have a nick somewhere, and now I can't see it. There it is, I think. Somewhere on there. That's why I removed it. It had a nick. There it is. There it is, right here. So yeah, that's gonna be it. This has to be one of the most difficult glass replacement that I've done so far. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you if you've made it this far. Thank you for watching. Peace out.